name is Inez Jordan, the Assistant Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion. In my role, I support system initiatives, including Ochsner resource groups in our corporate division. My mother is a retired nurse for over 40 years, and I remember going to work with her at a hospital in Cleveland, Ohio. She was one of the only Black females to graduate from her nursing school. I saw how hard she worked the long hours as a head nurse. I pledged then never to work in healthcare. I mean, who would choose to walk in the suffering and vulnerability of another human being in some of the most tragic circumstances? So I went the industrial engineering and computer science route. I wanted a career that would make the lives of people like my mother easier, but in a different industry. A life-changing moment for me was early on in my engineering career. In those years, I was the only Black engineer in a predominantly white male environment. Our company had huge injection molding machines with 2 halves of a mold that would clamp shut. Then hot plastic would fill the mold to make parts, like the blue bins that store supplies in our facilities. My job was to improve the process, make the environment safer, and reduce the number of mistakes. In my first 60 days, we had a desk at one of our facilities. A machine that used 1,000 tons of pressure to hold the mold together closed with an employee inside. I will never forget the tears the plant manager shed as he talked about the event to his peers. Can you imagine 1,000 tons? That's similar to the pressure you would feel from 70 city buses stacked on top of you. I realized then that I wanted to fight and help return those men back to their families after a day's work. If not better than when they walked in, at least not broken. I eventually made the transition to healthcare where my passion and purpose aligned. Laura, my colleague, reminded me of our team's why. We transform our culture and our world through embracing the dignity, worth, and potential of every person. Losing that employee solidified my commitment to spend my life trying to make sure employees are cared for, seen, and valued. I think fighting for and taking care of others is in my DNA. When my sister started going to daycare, so we're 12 years apart, and I begged my mom for a sibling to play with, and I didn't get one until I was old enough to help raise her, I'm going to let that go. My mom worked night shifts, so I would drop my sister off to school before I went to high school. The first day was devastating. Not for my little sister. I was the one sitting in the parking lot after I took her in, crying that ugly cry, drooling, snot everywhere. It was a hot mess. She was fine. I thought I was having a heart attack. Having a younger sister keeps me in touch with my youth. I love to play, engage the creative mind, have fun, use humor, and connect, even when it's difficult.